Hey, ladies, welcome to the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. I am your host, Kimberly Smith, aka the Purpose Catalyst. This is your world where we take women from discovering their purpose and transforming their pain into power and activating their genius so that they can learn how to profit. And in this session, I have Sierra Jackson with me from Sew Lydia. I'm excited to have her today. She is going to talk about how her struggle is really for you. So let's talk a little bit about Sierra. Before she starts talking, I want to give you the rundown because she's serious. So Sierra is the founder and CEO of Sew Lydia. And Sew Lydia was birthed from a pivotal crossroad that Sierra endured in 2017. And the day that she actually made that destiny-changing decision to heed divine direction became the entry point to her provision. So Sierra, thank you for joining us today. I am excited to have you in the 3P Society. So you have to tell us, like, your bio was hotness. I was reading it like, oh, this girl preaches on paper. Yes. But you are absolutely amazing. And listen, all the ladies that listen to this need to join your tribe. So tell them a little bit about how Sew Lydia came to be.
Okay. So Sew Lydia came to be basically, like I said, I was in like a hardship in my life. Honestly, if I'm just going to be completely honest, I was in a soul tie. I mean, a deep soul tie. And once I finally, mustered up the strength to break away from that, I was lost. I didn't know what to do. Not only was I lost, I had just had a newborn. So she was a few months at the time. And I stayed at home with her. As a matter of fact, I still do. I work from home. So I'm like, okay, God, I need some rent is still due. I need something to do. I don't know what you want me to do in this moment because I can't get a job because she can't go to daycare yet. Mm-hmm. So within that, I was selling things in my apartment and things like that. And then everything sold but my sewing machine. And I'm like, why is my sewing machine not selling? This is practically new. It has not been used that many times. What's wrong with it? Like, I would have people asking, but they would not buy. And so then I just really, like, honestly, I know it sounds cliche, but I truly just heard God say, like, blow the dust off of it and use it to make money. You have your talents. No, what he said was, you have things around you to help you make money. You're just not using them. And I'm like, what? I'm getting mad and frustrated because I don't know what he's talking about. So then I seriously got like a revelation, like my sewing machine. So I'm like, sewing machine? I haven't used this thing in years. And so then I just made like a simple skirt. Just to try to get back, into it, see if I still got it. And I made like a simple maxi skirt and I wore it the next day and I posted it on Facebook. And as soon as I posted it, this lady was like, I want that right now. And everybody was just commenting under it, and so I did. It was probably less than 12 hours. I sold it to her and I hit the ground running, basically. That was in June, the end of June. And so ever since then, I have had, I have been booked with clients, literally, like I truly have. So that's how that started. But so out of that, so Lydia came about. That was just me creating custom stuff for people. But out of that, with So Lydia, I was like, I want to do more. I hear my clients, they come back to me thanking me, saying how I'm helping them because their clothes truly fit with me. Mm-hmm. They have problems, especially like I'm tall. So ladies who are taller, they say, thank you for, adding extra inseam on my pants. Shorter ladies taking away inseam. Larger ladies, like plus size and curvy ladies, like, thank you. My clothes actually fit. It's not baggy, because they say it's like a plus size woman. Mm-hmm. Just because you have big breasts doesn't mean everything else is big.
Exactly.
If you have, a big butt, you may not have big breasts. So out of that, I'm like, what can I create to help these people? Because what is happening is we are just shopping by strictly our numerical size. Like, and that's not it. It's our body shape that, I make the clothes to figure. So I'm like, if I could create something that helps women to shop by their shape, not their size, that would be better. Or not specifically their size, not just look for something size 14, but instead saying, hey, I'm a pear shape. This outfit would go, or this style would go better with what I have on, and it's available in my size. So that's really how that was birthed. And I thought, like, I need easier access to this. I don't want it to just be a website. I want it to be more. And I was like, a mobile app. So instantly I thought, like, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in marketing. I know nothing about apps, but here I am. I'm doing it. And spring 2018, this spring, is coming out. So
I love it. So this is so real to me, because the truth is this. A lot of women, and I went through it, like, go to the store and they vacillate between sizes. Like you said, average might be a 14, but then you could go to another store and be a 12. Like, yes. But then you could go to another store and be a 16. Yeah. Now, as an event planner for wedding dresses, you may have to go to a 16 or an 18. And my brides go crazy and think that they've gained weight. Yeah. And I think that catapults them into this whole frenzy of, oh, I'm shedding for the wedding, when in actuality, it's just the sizes, the numerical sizes of the clothing. How do you think that really feeds into the women's self-esteem? And how do you feel like you battle that with being able to help them, gather clothes that really fit by measurement and body shape and size versus just this numerical system that we deal with in the marketplace?
So I'll give you a little statistics. Okay. So according to MPG Group, 90% of women in the U.S. don't know their body shape, and 67% of those women wear a size 14 and up. So that's well over half of America, and basically, like, this is what they say. The same thing that I just said, this is what they're saying. I don't know that, but I need your help with that. And so with that can lower your self-esteem. For me, like I said, I'm tall, so I may have to 5'10". I may have to get about 2 or 3 sizes up just for length. Like, that's it, just for length. Because if I get my size, it will flood, high waters. Like, it really would. So, and it at one point, it kind of did make me feel a little bad, because I'm like, sheesh, this is my size. I know, I haven't been eating that well, but so it really can make you, if you're not secure about that area, which most women are not. We love clothes. However, when we look at the tag and the inside, we get a little, uncomfortable. So, I don't know. I guess the feeling I just get for one, I love serving. I just happen to be serving in the realm of fashion. And for two, when I hear people, for one, when they come back to me more than when they return. And for two, when they just tell me, you saved my life. I love this outfit. I've worn it so many times simply because it's the only thing that fits me comfortably from the top of my shoulders to the bottom of my, kneecaps or whatever it is, whether it's a dress or anything like that. Like, it's truly comforting to hear. And I'm happy to be in a space where I can serve someone, even in fashion. Like, you don't usually hear that, those words together, but that's what I'm doing because it's building women's self-esteem. Love clothes. So most women anyway, and that is truly helping build women's confidence.
I love it. It's so true, though. You get the right outfit and a good pair of shoes, and you turn into a brand new woman, right?
You will feel good.
You're like, who is this woman? Oh, girl, yes. I love it. Now, tell me how this works. Do they bring, like, their material to you, or do you have different patterns and things? Tell me a little bit about how it works.
So how it works with that is I do everything. I measure them. I provide the material. Like, all they do is pay for it. That's it, and show up. That's all they do pretty much. And with the app, and I do use my own patterns and things like that. I use patterns. So that's how I create those things. However, with the app, you'll be able to tell me, like, I don't want to give too many details.
Don't give a lie.
What you'll be able to do is you'll be able to know your body shape before you even shop. So you won't have to guesstimate. I'll help you figure that out. And so when you figure that out, you'll be given like suggestions on what looks flattering to your body shape.
That is beautiful.
So it'll cut out all the guessing, all of that. Like, you'll still have to choose your size, but it'll make it a little easier by knowing what your shape is, because if your shoulders are not broad, I would not choose a shirt that is flattering for broad shoulders for you. So that's how it'll be.
Oh, that's good. Now, so right now, are you working with clients across the country, or do you have the ability to, or are you working locally now or regionally?
I would say I do work more locally now. However, I just sent the wedding dress off to Dallas today. So,
girl.
I do, national things. And even actually, I had my first, one actually wasn't my first, it was my fourth, I'm counting, international customer to when I started this or whatever. So I do that as well, but it's not as easy. So I really try to do that. I'm not going to say I just tell them, I can't do this. However, I don't, I guess, do it as often. And because it's a little harder, the times that they're of versus me, it's just harder. I do more locally and around the region, like you said.
I like it. Those people are really blessed. Where are you located?
Currently, I'm located in Huntsville, Alabama.
See what I'm saying? I don't live there. Okay, I'll wait till the app comes out, though, girl. So, all right. This is my next question. How did you feel? Because our topic is about how your struggle helped you with other women. How do you feel? What parts of your struggle really brought out that point that allows you to serve that in fashion anyway, which I love the perspective that you take on it. But how do you feel like the things that you've gone through, the pitfalls, the bad decisions, all of that, the whole, moving from a place of letting go of what you were in that you were really confronted with, that wasn't for you. How do you feel like that's helping you shape Sew Lydia, and how do you feel like it's shaping your story so you can help women who may have also been in those same circumstances?
Honestly, it was a place of desperation. And I know being desperate has such a negative connotation, but in this, I guess, my story, I needed to get to a place of desperation in order to ask, okay, what can I do next to bring me out of this? Because I wouldn't have asked that. I was comfortable. I was comfortable in dysfunction, honestly. I really was. So I wasn't worried about what I could do to help someone else. I wasn't really thinking about that because I was comfortable in my position. So it really took me being desperate enough to change my current situation. I think that's where I got to desperation.
What opened up your eyes and said, I need to change? Because, a lot of people, like you said, are comfortable in their dysfunction. They're comfortable in their fear. They're comfortable in their excuses. What opened your eyes?
Honestly, my daughter, I thought about okay, what if this was her going through these things? And I don't just mean the soul tie. I mean me not knowing my worth. I mean me being in the position that I was in. I was like, would I really, how would I feel if this was her? And I was like, I would lose it. I definitely would. So, and I'm the first example of a woman that she would see, So I just don't want her to be able to ever say that I did this because this is how I grew up, because that's what I did. And that got me in, the situation I was in. So I could just say, I thought about would she be proud of me? And I know she wouldn't. Or if I even thought about it from another perspective, not just my daughter, but if I laid out my life in front of somebody, what would they be able to say? Is this something that someone would be proud of? Or is this something that someone will say, thank God that is not me,
Mm-hmm.
So, and when I thought about that, I'm like, wow, I need to get it together and get it together fast, because this is I'm spiraling out of control.
Wow, that's good. That is really good. And I think those pose very thought-provoking questions
Mhm.
around how do I make the change, and really meditation on, is my life worth patterning? Like, would someone want to pattern my life after what I've done?
And that's what I was saying. That's exactly what I meant. Like,
Yeah, no, you said it perfectly.
with,
Like, that really made me think for a second. Would somebody really want to do what?
right. And I literally have to think about everything, because we are not as honest with people, in public as we are when it's just us and our
Exactly.
own thoughts,
Mhm.
the things that we've done that nobody knows, things like that. Like, I really had to be honest. If somebody knew just everything in my life, is that something that they would want to mimic? And
Woo.
no, it was not. So
Wow.
I had to, yeah.
I mean, that's real though, because the secret us and the public us don't necessarily align all the time.
There are things that you do at home that
They knew.
and it can even be something simple as like picking your nose. I'm not even just getting that deep. I'm just saying it's something it's stuff that you do at home that you cannot do in public. And so I had to tell myself, if it was something, if my life was laid out in front of everybody, is this something that I would want little young girls and even women to mimic? And I said, no, it's not. So I had to make a change.
Wow. Now, how did you feel making those changes? What was the length of time? What was the transition mentally and emotionally and even spiritually for you?
So I would say when I recognized it,
Mhm.
um, about February 2016. When I did something about it, February 2017.
That's good. Okay.
And
Okay.
so if you are listening now, do not take that much time. I knew I needed to change, who
Mhm.
I was. But did I do it? No, I did not. And honestly, and I'm not trying to be holier than thou, I'm just telling you this is exactly what happened. I gone to church one day, and this girl who I didn't know at all, she basically, and she's not a prophet or anything, but she just spoke to me, and she was like, I know this may seem kind of funny, but I don't know what you have going on, but whatever it is, you need to get out of that, because if not, then God is going to force you to get out of that, and you don't, to where he makes you do it. And if you don't voluntarily do it, that's what's going to happen. So I'm like, girl, I don't even know you. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, you know nothing about me. Excuse me? I'm getting offended. But I knew exactly what she was talking about. She was right. She really was. So that kind of scared me a little bit, and this was the end of 2016. So she said, like, by the beginning of the new year, you need to change some things around. You know what those things are. And I did. I knew exactly what she was talking about. But I was scared. Out of fear, I didn't do that. And fear allowed me to go through things for a long period of time until God really just when he put his hand in it, all hell broke loose. Like, seriously. And I'm like, wow. And he said, I told you. And I couldn't do or say anything because I knew I was just scared.
Mhm.
So basically, I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't let what you need to change, don't prolong it, because when you do, it's gonna fill up to the top and then it will explode, and you don't want it to explode, because that's when all hell will break loose, really.
So true. It's so true. And it's like that with anything. Those things that we know we have to make changes, whether it's a character flaw, whether it's a personality trait, whether it is a mindset, whether it's the way we perceive something that we've been doing for years, it is make the decision to do it. Make the decision to do it, or really be forced. And And not force from, I'll make you, you're going to do what I have to say. But listen, I have so much more for you to experience and achieve. It's like your best girlfriend saying, girl, stop.
Yep.
And dragging you. Like, I had a family member that one time we had to do like a whole drive-by, and we had to we were like, listen, get your clothes, get your shoes. If you can't get everything, leave it. Get your shoes. Like, come on, put it in a trash bag.
Yeah, sometimes.
And let's go. And when I tell you, he came running out the house like he was at the playground, because sometimes you need somebody to say, I'm snatching you out, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Because there's so much more on the other side.
And if not, they know we'll stay in it.
Yes.
That's what God knew about me. He knew I was comfortable in dysfunction, and not comfortable to a way that I could, that I knew it was right, because I didn't. I knew it was wrong. However, I was so comfortable in a messed up situation that I was willing to settle. Let me say that. I was willing to settle. So many people do that. Even with jobs, they settle and they know they're here. Let me leave. Now, not the people who just leave with no plan. I'm talking about the people who know that they're not supposed to be there, but they're staying because of safety, because of fear, security. They think security, things like that. Like, and what'll happen is you mess around and get laid off, and now what, or something like that. Like, that's forcing you to go do something else because you did not listen. Her voice.
It is so true. It's true every day, all day. It's truth. So, okay, we talked about a couple of things. This is I would like to say it's my final question, but I don't know. You might say something good and make me have to ask another question. All right. But the last one that I actually planned for was, you made this move, and starting over is one of the biggest transitions that people can do. Transition does not make anybody comfortable.
Not at all.
How did you find the strength to go through that, to persevere, to keep on going? Because this is the key to how your struggle is for other women. It's the getting through dysfunction. It's the knowing that you have talents and gifts in your hands around you, not using them. And the whole time, you're losing money because you're not putting it to work. How did you transition to becoming from, this is, I know I have strength, but I have not yet really exemplified strength? Let's talk about that for a second.
So, basically, I just had to tell myself, you've hit rock bottom, okay? Wow. Like, you have literally hit rock bottom, and it's time to make a change. It's like I was stagnant, like at a standstill. I was still getting up, going with the motions. However, I was at a standstill. And like, again, I said, it was a desperate place for me. I literally had to get to the point of desperation to move my feet, because I wasn't about to do it. Had those things not happened, I wouldn't have done that. So I know that it did. It worked out. It all worked together. Because this whole thing, it wouldn't have been birthed had it not. So again, it was just a place of desperation. That's what moved me, I guess you could say, moved my feet.
Let's talk the women through a couple of steps of after they've reached the desperation. What do they do?
Okay, so I have about 3 steps that I personally wish I would have had somebody to tell me. I really do. I wish somebody would have told me this. First, number 1 is admitting that you messed up. Maybe you were not the person who did whatever it was, but you allowed it. You allowed it to happen. So just admit that you messed up. No matter what anyone did to you or said to you, you got yourself in this place. Because a lot of times we want to blame everybody else for us being in the place that we are. It was us. Let's just be real. It was us, because we allowed it. Wherever end we was on, we allowed it. Now, after you admit it, reach out to God, reach out and seek wise counsel on instructions of what to do next. Because, well, I'll talk about thoughts in a second, but Don't go off of your own thoughts is basically what I was about to say. Identify the root cause of your feelings.
Yes.
Have a self-evaluation and say, what got me here? Like, now that I've admitted, okay, I messed up, but what was it that got me to this rock bottom place?
Mm-hmm.
And once maybe it was overspending, for example. Maybe you have poor financial management and it has you in a bad place financially. Maybe you keep taking back a man that continues to hurt you and now you're insecure or something. Whatever it is, identify it, admit you messed up. Now seek wise counsel. Now that's the key words, wise counsel. Don't go to your homegirl who, if her man cheating on her and y'all sit on the phone and gossip about that every day, she is not wise counsel because
not wise counsel.
No, right. She is gonna mess you up because she needs some wise counsel too. So don't go to someone like that, or with your money. If you know your friend, she has bad credit, she maxes out her credit card. That's not wise.
Not wise counsel.
Words, wise counsel is what you need to seek about what you can do to fix it. And secondly, don't isolate yourself. When something bad or humiliating happens, the first thing that we try to do is isolate ourselves from everybody. We don't want to answer the phone for anybody. We don't want to contact anybody. We don't want to see them out of embarrassment, out of shame, or maybe you just don't want to be bothered. But and the first thing we do is isolate ourselves from our family and our friends, and that's the worst thing we could do. I wish somebody would have told me, don't do that. While we go through these hard times, our minds are not sober. Mm-mm. We don't think clearly at all, and the enemy knows that, so he plays on that. He plays on the fact that he knows if he can get us alone, that all we'll have is our own irrational thoughts, and we're trying to piece together why things did not work. Being around people that you love allows you to clear your head and think about other things for that moment. And the more that you do it, you'll be over that, and if you do feel the need to vent, do that. You need those friends and family around you now. Don't just go to somebody that's not trustworthy. But I'm saying, if you feel to your wise counsel,
get you a good mentor.
If you feel the need to vent, do that, because you need those family and friends that are around you. Like, hey, you're tripping, okay? Your life is not over, and you will overcome this. You need those people around you to say that. I didn't do that. Don't be like me. I didn't do that. I caused myself even more misery because I started to feel alone. I started to say, woe is me. Why is this happening to me? And etc. And the reason why was because I tried to rely on my own strength in my own mind during these hardships. For example, my friends, they didn't know, my best friends, they had no idea what was going on with me, because I'm the type of person that is always a cheerleader for everybody else. But when it comes to my problems, I feel alone. But the reason why is because, and so I said, they're not being good friends. That's what I was saying. They're not being good friends. They're supposed to be here for me, but I didn't allow them to. They had no idea what was going on. No idea, because I didn't show them. So that's another thing. Allow them in your space. And I know we hate to get vulnerable. We hate to be vulnerable around people because we think they're going to tell our business. But you have to have a tiny bit of vulnerability to get better, or else you won't, and you'll be in your own thoughts alone, and who knows what will happen with that. And lastly, the last point, shift your perspective. Yes, it happened. Yes, you're in a rut. But did you die though? No. You may be on your last leg, but you are not dead. It's still opportunity for everything, even that thing, whatever you thought about when I said that, everything to work together for your good, and it will. Look at me. I am on a podcast sharing how to overcome with people. If you would have told me that that's why I went through what I had gone through, because I'm going to be helping some other women, I would have laughed at you, because I'm like, what? But this was my struggle was for somebody else. My struggle was for another woman who is listening right now saying, I can do this. I can get out of this. I know my circumstances do not look like it at all, but I can, and I will, and you will. You will. So it's not in vain. What you're going through isn't in vain, and neither was what I went through. Lastly, be obedient about what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Obedience. Like, that's the word of the day.
That is the word of the day.
9 times out of 10, we know what we're supposed to be doing. We know it. Whatever it is, we know. We just don't do it because we're scared. We don't know what's on the other side. What may or may not be on the other side, but on the other side of fear is success in whatever that area it may be. It may not be a business or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is, on the other side of fear is success, but you have to get over there to see it.
So, that's good. That's good. That's really good.
Points. Admitting it, not isolating yourself, and shifting your perspective so that you can be obedient to what you are called to do.
When I tell you that you are teaching the women tonight, ma'am, you are teaching the women.
Yeah, I wish somebody would have taught me, but it's true because I'm here. So
this is why. Yes, this is why. Like, when I initially read your submission, the first thing that stood out was, this girl's struggle is just not for her, whether she knows it or not, whether it's been revealed to her or not. But that is the immediate title that came to me for our session. So yeah, you are really teaching this with some depth. Like, you're rooted in this. And I am so grateful that you chose to share your story in the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society with these ladies. And they have no choice but really to change and transition and prosper now. You have brought the information to them, so they can't say that they didn't know. Right. All they can say is that I chose not to do.
So I'm holding y'all accountable now.
Yes.
I'm holding you accountable. So.
Exactly. Now listen, tell the ladies where they can find you. I know you're on Instagram. Tell them all about what you're doing on Instagram right now.
Okay, so now, like I said, Sew Lydia, the app will be launching in the spring. But for now, you can find us at Sew Lydia, SEWLYDIA. And we'll just be showing behind the scenes of what's going on and everything like that. And you can sign up to our launch list to know when we launch at www.shopsewlydia.com.
That is so awesome. Listen, ladies, I went and followed Sierra at Sew Lydia on Instagram. Make sure that you are in the know with her, so when she starts shipping nationally, you can get your garments. That is the important thing. We shop over here. So now, before we leave, tell us one takeaway. If there's any one thing that you want the ladies to realize from our conversation today, what would it be?
Okay. When you finally muster up the strength and the confidence to be obedient, you just truly have to say yes. Yes, I'm going to move on. Yes, I'm going to do what I was placed on this earth to do. Even though I'm scared, even though I'm nervous, yes. This is the year of yes for me, literally. And by me saying yes to so many things, so many opportunities are coming. And I don't just mean in business. I mean personally, on a spiritual level, just so many opportunities, all because I'm saying yes. Even if I can't see the rest of the staircase, I took the first step and said yes. So
that is awesome. And that's true, though. That is so awesome. They have to say yes to the transition, as uncomfortable as it may be.
Right.
Oh my God, that is so good. Listen, thank you. Listen, if you have not already done it, as soon as you get to your desk, as soon as you have your coffee, as soon as you get dressed and put those lashes on, make sure that you go and follow my girl, Sierra Jackson, on Instagram at Sew, SEW, Lydia, LYDIA. And listen, get on her list. Find out when that app is downloading. Make sure you're on there. Make sure you know at shopsewlydia.com. Sierra, I am so grateful that you joined me. Like, this
I'm just the vessel.
Listen, you was a good shiny one. So ladies, until our next session, our next episode on the podcast. I am Kimberly Smith, your Purpose Catalyst, and you have been in the Purpose, Power, and Profit Society. Check us out online. I'm on Instagram at Purpose_Catalyst or Facebook at Facebook.com Purpose Catalyst. Until the next episode, we'll see you later.